ගිහිල්ලා භාගයක් මේ ළඟට වෙනකොට තමයි මතක් කරලා තියෙන්නේ වර්ධිපු ඩිෂ් එක. ආපහුද යනවා ඒකේ. කොහොමද අර අකල ළමයි දෙන්නා බලා ගන්නවා. ඒ මම හිතන්නේ ඔක්කොම ඔව්. අපි කියනවා.
ඇහෙන්නේ නැද්ද?
ජුලයි පොත්තල බණ කියනකොට බණ නෙමෙයි වැඩිනේ කොහේ. අතින්න.
ඒ අර මේ ඉන්දියාවේ මේ channel 6ක් ඒ එක වෙලාවෙ දුන්නා ඒක. ඔව් මේ
මම බණ ඒක
No, I had no choice. Okay, so let's get started. You know what කොහොමද? Okay, please say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu 3 times. And say Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa 3 times to observe the 5 precepts. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Duteyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Duteyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Duteyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Tateyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Tateyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Tateyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adinādana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Kāmesu miccācārā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musāvādā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Surameraya majjapamā daṭṭhānā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Samanta Chakravalesu Atra Gachantu Devata Sadhangmang Munirajase Sunangtu Sagga Mokkadang Dhamma Savana Kalo Ayang Bhadanta Dhamma Savana Kalo Ayang Bhadanta Dhamma Savana Kalo Ayang Bhadanta Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Kingsu dhavittang purisassa setthang Kingsu sucing no sukhamavahati Kingsu have sadhu tarang rasanang Kathang jiving jivitamahu setthang ti Sandhedavittang purisassa setthang Dhammo sucing no sukhamavahati Saccang have sadhu tarang rasanang Panya jiving jivitamahu setthang ti Stephen, can you turn this one off? I think yeah, you can just turn that off. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and greetings to all of you. And thank you for joining us at the Lankarama Buddhist Institute for this Saturday evening Dhamma talk. We at the temple, every Friday, we clean the temple. Friday is our cleaning day. So when I normally come to the vihara to clean, so every time I come, most of the time I hear that one is working. You see that recording? There are some suttas, some chantings. So when I was cleaning, we normally play that. So while listening to the chanting, we like to clean. I heard many times a particular sutta, Ālavaka Sutta. Okay, so when I was listening to that, I was also, although it was in Pali, but I was thinking of the meaning and how the Buddha and Ālavaka, how they were conversing each other. And when I was listening to that quite a few times, I thought, why should not I share this one with our people? So today I thought of discussing this sutta with you. It's a very interesting sutta, in fact. This particular sutta actually belongs to Sangyutta Nikaya, okay? So in Tipitaka, we call Pali canons. All the Buddhist texts are included into this Pali canon, and that whole Pali is called Tipitaka. This Pali canons, and then one is Sutta Pitaka, the other one is Vinaya Pitaka, the other one is Abhidhamma Pitaka. In Vinaya Pitaka, all the disciplinary code of conduct of the Buddhist monks and nuns are explained in Vinaya Pitaka. And in Abhidhamma Pitaka, everything about the mind, deep analytical study of the mind is treated in Abhidhamma Pitaka. And Sutta Pitaka treats, that is actually the most voluminous one. If we take the entire Tipitaka, that will be like 5-6 feet. So you can imagine the size of the text. They're like 5-6 feet tall. So around 55 volumes of books. And most of them, actually, the bulk of the Tipitaka contains in Sutta Pitaka. And in Sutta Pitaka, we have 5 categories, 5 sections. Digha Nikaya, long suttas, like Satipatthana Sutta, and there are Mahaparinibbana Sutta. They are long suttas, lengthy ones. And then there are 32 suttas, long suttas. And then Majjhima Nikaya, there are 150 suttas, 152, and they are like middle-length sayings. Very interesting suttas, beautiful teachings. And then Samyutta Nikaya, the kindred sayings, there are like 7,000 plus suttas. But they are not so long. Some of them are still longer. But remember, even the Dhamma Cakkappavattana Sutta, which is a very famous sutta, as you already know, that sutta belongs to Satya Vibhanga, the Satya Samyutta of Samyutta Nikaya. So this sutta, Ālavaka Sutta, also belongs to Samyutta Nikaya. And Anguttara Nikaya is about all the numerical treatments like tens, ones, twos, threes, fours, and up to all the way up to 11. There are different categories, numerical categories in that sutta. There are 9,000 plus suttas. Okay. And Khuddaka Nikaya has 15 suttas, basically, and later on they added few more important texts. So, like Ratana Sutta, Karaniya Metta Sutta, which are Mangala Sutta, which are very famous among us, they are treated in Khuddaka Nikaya. So I am going to talk about this Ālavaka Sutta. And in Samyutta Nikaya, if we say like there are again Sagatha Vagga, Nidana Vagga, Khanda Vagga, Salayatana Vagga, and Mahavagga, there are 5 chapters. And then again, Sagatha Vagga has Devata Samyutta, Devaputta Samyutta, Kosala Samyutta, Mara Samyutta, Bhikkhuni Samyutta, Brahma Samyutta, Brahmana Samyutta, and Vangisa Samyutta, Vana Samyutta, Yakha Samyutta, and Sakka Samyutta. So here in this Sagatha Vagga, we have Yakha Samyutta. Okay, this sutta, Ālavaka Sutta, is about a Yakha. Ālavaka is a Yakha, demon. Okay, so that sutta belongs to this Yakha Samyutta of Sagatha Vagga in Samyutta Nikaya. And in Yakha Samyutta, there are few more suttas like Indaka Sutta, and then Sakka Nama Sutta, and then Suchiloma Sutta, and Manibandha Sutta, and Sanu Sutta, and Piyankara Sutta, and also Punabbasa Sutta, and Sudatta Sutta, another sutta, and Patama Sukha Sutta, and Dutiya Sukha Sutta, and Chira Sutta, and Ālavaka Sutta is the last one. Okay, so in this Yakha Samyutta, everything is about Yakhas, demons, how Buddha has confronted them, how they have been, in some way or the other, all these suttas are related to the Yakhas or demons. What do you think when you hear the demon? You feel like scared, um, some even like negative, right? Um, it's not necessarily so. Some of them are really very good people. I don't know how to say, like, should we say people? Not really, right? They're not human beings, yes, but they are also very powerful people, powerful beings. And so we call it demons, but they are also stronger and powerful and kind of aggressive. In our human society also, there are some people very nice, very polite, very good, sincere, and all those people, right? So they actually go by the rules and very uh, law-abiding citizens. But there are some people who don't care about such things, but they are also very powerful. For example, the underworld people, the gangsters and all. Certain good things that those people don't want to do, but they're not necessarily all so bad, right? There are also good things about those people. Even among the gangsters, maybe there are some good leadership. They don't necessarily maybe embarrass people, some maybe, but they also can be helpful. Sometimes they don't like discrimination, fight against the injustice. So things like that can happen even in human. So among these demons, of course, due to some karma that they have done in the past with some defect, so they have been born as demons. Okay, but there are some demons who like good things. Yeah, so there are some demons who do not like good things. Okay, so that is a very special thing that we need to remember. So when we do good things, sometimes we have to be careful, so we don't have any difficulty. Um, we don't have any unnecessary problems from those elements and spirits. And so this sutta was uttered by the Buddha when he was living in Savatthi, Jetavana monastery. And the Buddha was actually, he went to Ālavaka is a demon, a very powerful one. And you know what happened those days? He was so powerful and he captured the king. And then in order to release him, the king agreed to give him like one by one the criminals. So he was sacrificed, the criminals. And after a while, the criminals were also gone. So it was because everything was happening like that. So then the Buddha actually wanted to mediate. And so he went right there into his mansion. And when he was there, he went there, Ālavaka has gone for a meeting with all those demons. And so all those yakas also had some authority, empowered, entrusted by some of their leaders, so they can do whatever they want in that territory. And so when the Buddha came, and there was a guard, the gatekeeper, and he actually said about Ālavaka is a dangerous guy. You should not mess with this person. And Buddha said, it's okay, I am okay. So if you are okay, you may go in, Hemavata said. And then he went and reported the matter to his Lord. That's his boss, right? So he has to do that. So he went there and informed that there is the Buddha at your home. And Buddha was also preaching to Ālavaka's family members. And it is said when they were coming from the air, so they could not, some of the other demons, they could not go above the Buddha because of his power. So they had to descend, they had to land first, and then they also paid respect to the Buddha. And now the Ālavaka came, he was a little bit not happy because how come, somebody come to my territory without my permission? And then he came and he saw the Buddha was sitting on his chair. And then he actually challenged the Buddha. He tried with his mystic powers to attack him, but nothing worked for the Buddha. So he then asked the Buddha, leave my home, get out of my home. That's what he said. It's interesting. Nikkama samanati, he said in Pali. And then the Buddha said, Sadhu Soti, sadhu. Sadhu means okay, I agree. And then the Buddha left. And then when he left, what did he do? Pavisa samanati, come back. He asked him to come back. And then the Buddha said, Sadhu Soti. He was very humble, very simple. He came back. And then again, Nikkama Samanati. And then asked him to leave and asked him to come. That was kind of ragging, giving him some punishment. Then he did it up to 3 times. And then 4th time also, when the Buddha came in, he said, Nikkama Samanati. Then the Buddha said, I'm not going to leave. I'm not going to leave. Do whatever you can. Now it was like a little bit of a tricky thing, right? This is the tradition, so they do not necessarily right away disagree or agree. So they just do it at the beginning. But there is a limit to everything, right? So this is going out of proportion. So the Buddha said, I'm not going to leave. Do whatever you can. Then he said, okay, Panjang tang samana puchisami. I have a question. Sache mena vyakarisasi chittang vate kipesami hadayang vate phalesami padesua gahetva para gangayang kepisami. Very powerful challenge. What did he say? I'm going to ask you a question. If you are not going to answer me, I'm going to drive you insane. I can confuse your mind. I can make your mind so messed up. So there are certain elements. People can happen to these things, right? Something like that can happen to some weak people. So we can see how the humans are influenced by those spirits and all. And he says, I'm going to drive you insane. I can also split your heart. Hadayang vate phalesam. Hadaya means heart. I'm going to split your heart if you do not answer my question. And padesua gahetva para gangayang kipesami. I will take you with your feet and throw you across the Ganges, para gangayang, to the next shore. So that was quite a powerful statement, but they could do it. They were powerful beings, they could do it. And Buddha was smiling. He was very calm, very sedate, and he said, Nakwa hantang auso pasami sadevake loke samarake sabrahmake sassamana brahmaniya pajaya sadeva manusaya Yome chittangva kepeya hadayangva phaleya padesua gahetva paragangayam kepeya. Well, my friend, I do not see anyone in this world with its devas and with its maras and all the brahmas and everyone in the world, in this world system, if there is anyone who could do something like that to me. But I'm happy to answer your question. The Buddha said, I'm happy to answer your question. And then he asked the question from the Buddha, and this is our topic of today's very important few stanzas I would like to discuss with you. So his question is, Kingsu the Vittang Purisasa Setang, Kingsu Suchinno Sukhamavahati, Kingsu Have Sadhu Tarang Rasanang, Kathang Jiving Jivitamahu Settanti. They are not like very weird question, really very important question that they also have been searching answers to. He asked, what wealth here is best for man? What is the best wealth in this world for a person? What do you think is the best wealth? The money or the property or what? You know? And then what well practice will bring happiness? When you practice the best way you can, what should be the way to find happiness? Okay, so one is what is the best wealth. Two, what is the way to happiness? How do you get happiness? Which way? If you practice something like that, how do we get happiness? Remember now, two things, right? Wealth and happiness. And then, what is the sweetest of all tastes? What is the sweetest of all tastes? Shannon. Huh? What is the sweetest of all tastes?
Sweet? Not sweet.
Yeah. So this is another question that he asked. Okay, three questions. One, wealth. Two, happiness. And three, taste. Okay. And how lived is the life they say is best? How lived is the life they say is best? What is the best life? Okay, four questions he asked. And now if you don't give the right answer, you will be in trouble, right? Because these guys are very crazy, very weird, and can be aggressive at any moment. So Buddha gave some wonderful, wonderful answers. Saddhi vittang purisassa setthang, Dhammo Suchinno Sukhamavahati, Satyang Have Sadhu Tarang Rasanam, Panya Jiving Jivitamahu Settanti. Saddha. Saddha is the best wealth one can have. Not those material things that we think of. That is the faith. That is our confidence. That is our faith. Faith in whatever you do is the most powerful wealth that you can have. Okay, Saddhida Vittang Purisasas. Dhammo Suchinno Sukhamavahati. The best way to be happy is to practice the Dhamma. Okay, what is the Dhamma? Yeah, what is the Dhamma? Now we have to think of it. So the Dhamma is the best thing for you to find happiness. Okay. So for example, if you want to find happiness, you might maybe go for a picnic or go for a hiking or go to a restaurant or buy a new car, new property. Then also you become happy, right? But these are not really lasting happiness. They are okay, good, but not really forever, right? You, for example, you want to go for a hiking, you go to the top and you're so tired, you want to go back, and that happiness does not last for a long time. And then you want to come back. And then you were so hungry, so you eat something, you're happy, but after a while you feel tired and you feel sleepy, and that happiness is no more, right? It may be only for a few hours or something. That's it. So all those happinesses are not really true happiness. So the Buddha said, true happiness is Dhamma. Practice the Dhamma. That is our true happiness. And then Satchang Have Sadhu Tarang Rasanang. What are those tastes that we have? Right? The sour. Do you know, Mate, what's your favorite taste?
Huh?
What's your favorite taste?
Favorite?
Taste.
Test.
Taste.
Taste.
Taste. Sweet.
Sweet.
No.
Sour.
Spicy.
Spicy? Okay. Yeah. Okay. What about you, Steve?
Probably spicy.
Spicy? That's your best taste, right? So the Buddha said, you are going to answer someone who is challenging you. You have to give the best answer possible, right? If you say, my taste is sour, my taste is chili, or something, then he would be, it doesn't make sense to him, right? So the Buddha said, Satchang, truth, truthfulness is the best taste that one can have. So the first one, what is the best wealth? Faith.
Faith.
Okay. So what is the best form of happiness?
Dhamma.
Dhamma. Okay. And what is the best taste?
Truthfulness.
Truthfulness. Okay. And panya jiving jivitamahu settanti. And that is how well you live. The best way to live is with wisdom. Okay. So 4 things Buddha taught him. And then he again asked more questions. Kathang sutarati ogham, kathang sutarati annavang, kathang su dukkhang accheti, kathang mittani, kathang su parisujjati. Very, very useful to all of us. Because we are just living our regular, normal life. How do we find answers to such things? And these small things are really useful to all of us. Okay. Kathansu tarati oghang. Oghang is the river or the flood. How to cross over the flood? How to cross? You take a ship, you take a boat, you take a rafter, and then you can, right? That's what normally we do, right? So kathang sutarati yogang. He's asking a question: how does one cross over the flood? Number 2, kathang sutarati annavang. Annavang is ocean. How to cross the ocean? Okay, how does one cross over the ocean? How does one cross over the flood? How does one cross over the ocean? And then, kathangsu dukkhang accheti. What is dukkha? Suffering, right? How does one overcome suffering? Kathangsu parisujjati. How does one become purified? Very interesting question. Okay. But when we say, okay, Kathan Sutarati Oghang, I'm sure you have some answer, right? When I say like Kathan Sutarati Oghang, how to cross the flood, you have an answer, right? And Kathan Sutarati Annavang, how to cross the ocean, you have an answer, right? But they are not the answers that the Buddha gave. Very interesting. And so the Buddha, for the Buddha, these answers are different. Kathan sutarati ogham. Again the Buddha said, Saddhaya tarati ogham. That flood is crossed by faith. Okay. This ogre is not something like the normal ogre that we are talking about. That's not the normal floods that we are talking about. Buddha said karma, and there are 4 kinds of ogres or floods that we have to cross. One is desires. Okay, all these desire is like a flood. We will be swept away, we will be carried away by that, by any moment. It can be really disastrous when we are carried away by the desires. So karma. And there are certain augurs that we have to, saddha, faith is the way that we can conquer that augur, that flood. And appamadena annavam, by being diligent. Okay, when you are diligent, you can cross over the ocean. It's not necessarily that material, physical thing that we think of as, imagine as ship. It's the diligence that all that matters. Even if the ship is wrecked, if you are diligent, you still have a chance, right? This is again, this is not necessarily the physical ocean that he was talking about. He was asking, he is very smart. This demon is very intelligent. They are not stupid. They are very smart and they have questions to ask. And many, even the good people, could not answer their questions, you know. So the Buddha gave that answer to him: saddha, faith, and appamada, that is diligence. These are the answers. This is the way you can cross over. And then viriyena dukkhang accheti. Dukkha is suffering. So you have to conquer the suffering by effort. You have to make an effort. Without making effort, nothing can be done, right? So viriyena dukkhang accheti, panyaya parisujjati. How does one become purified? How do you purify? We say, okay, we take a shower, right? That's how we we become purified, right? Or maybe some cosmetics or, or some kind of a cream or whatever. And so the Buddha said, no, that's not the answer he is expecting. He is not asking those things. So the Buddha said, panyaya parisujjati. You have to purify yourself with the wisdom. And if you carefully see, like let's say like you meditate, how do we purify ourselves? With wisdom. We have to carefully think. Let's say, for example, I meditate on anapanasati, that is breathing, okay, breathing in and breathing out. And so how do I purify my mind? So you have to think, okay, now, for example, in Ālavaka Sutta, Buddha says, he is advising his son, Rahula. And so when you see, when you compare, when you meditate like the wind. Meditate like the wind. When the wind is confronted by anything, like sometimes you put bad things, dirt, good or bad, whatever, he doesn't spare. The wind doesn't spare, right? It will be swayed away and swept away by the wind very easily. And also, same thing, like when you are encountered with pleasant and unpleasant feelings, you have to be like the wind. And the Buddha said, you have to meditate like the earth. People put a lot of dirty things to the earth, right? Good or bad thing, but the earth is not terrified. Earth is not disgusted by that. He's very equanimous. Same way, when we are encountered with good or bad feelings, we have to be like the earth. Don't be upset with that. And also, the Buddha said, when you think of that, like the form, for example, he talks about the other elements also, like the water. People put a lot of dirty things to the water, but the water is not discriminating against anything. Everything will be, accepting. The fire, now we have the fire problem here. And when the fire is encountered with anything, good or bad, he doesn't spare, right? He will accept everything. and no discrimination, and not kind of disgusted with that. Same thing, when you are encountered with pleasant and unpleasant feelings, just accept it. Just be equanimous, accept it. And also the Buddha said, when you see someone or something, don't think like for example, your body. He says, don't think of it as mine. This body is not yours. So not neso netang mama. This is not mine. Neso hamasmi. This is not myself. And nameso atta. This does not belong to any concrete thing, changing all the time, subject to impermanence, subject to change. Therefore, when you think that way, when you meditate like the earth, your attachment will be fading away. You will not have any difficulty in, getting rid of your ego or getting rid of your suffering. And so the Buddha said here, how to overcome suffering? By intelligence, by wisdom. So you have to think when you meditate. That is how you actually purify your mind. Okay, you think of it wisely. You think of with wisdom. That's how people become Sotapanna, Sakadagami, Anagami, and Arahanta, right? They don't do anything special, any exercise or something, right? When you want to become Arahant, it's all in the matter of mind, right? It's a practice. It's in the mind. Sometimes people suddenly become Arahant. How does it happen? Because it's something to do with your intelligence, something to do with your wisdom. If you realize it, if you decode this system, and then you will be able to get rid of this samsara. So remember, this demon, Ālavaka, he is referring to ogre, he is referring to ocean, he is referring to flood. They are all psychological. Psychological floods, psychological oceans, and he's also talking about psychological suffering, and then how to overcome it. Buddha said, faith is one, and then diligence and effort, and then wisdom. Very wonderful teachings, and he was so happy. And then kathang sulabhate panyang, how to get, how to find, how to receive, or how to improve, how to develop the wisdom. Kathang vindate dhanang, how to find wealth. Everyone wants to know about that, right? How to be rich, right? And kathang kitting papoti, how to find a good fame, how to become popular, big star. Kathang mittani gantati, very interesting. How to find good friends. Okay, how to find friends, how to be a good friend, and asmaloka paranglokan kathang pechana sojati. So from when somebody passes away, how will someone not worry? So I think these are really important questions for all of us. And the Buddha said, Saddhano arahatang dhammang nibbana patya sussusa labhate panyang appamatto vichakano. When a great arahant teaches the Dhamma, somebody has to listen to the Dhamma carefully with the faith. Faith is important. And then listen to the Dhamma carefully, and then also work diligently, and with wisdom and being skillful, that way you can overcome those things. And you can also gain the wisdom, and also you can become, okay, I'll go to the other part here. Patirupakari dhurava. So doing what is proper, you have to do what is good, what is correct, and also you have to be dutiful. If you want to become rich, Okay, you have to be, you have to do act properly. And katansu vindate danang is exerting effort, that you have to make some effort. If you don't make an effort, you cannot be rich. Okay, and then one obtains wealth, and then by truthfulness you become, you achieve fame. If you are not truthful, you will, maybe people will know about you, but that's not fame, that is defame. Right? That's not a good name, that's a bad name. So if you are truthful, if you are trustworthy, everyone will respect you, everyone will like you. So it's very important. If you want good name or good fame, just be truth, 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 truth. Do you like to have friends? Then how do we get it? It's very good, very simple. How do we get good friends? By being generous. Be generous. And when you are generous, you will get good friends. Sometimes if somebody is angry with you, just give something to that person, he will be happy. He or she will be happy. So maybe at the beginning that person will feel little weird maybe, but you keep doing it, and slowly and steadily that person's mentality will change. So being generous, generosity will bring you good friends. Katang mittani gantati, the Buddha's advice. Okay, so these are some of the wonderful teachings, I think, that the sutta talks. There are some more, but I think with that, this demon who came to, remember what did he say? How was he challenging the Buddha? How was he challenging Shannon? He was challenging the Buddha. I'm going to ask a question. If you do not answer, what will he do?
Throw him to death.
Yeah?
Throw him
Throw him
across the river.
across the river. And he said, okay, it's very interesting, right? The way he challenged the Buddha. I will drive you crazy. I will drive you crazy. And I will split your heart. I will take you with the feet and throw you away across the river. That much power he had, and also he could do that. And then, so Buddha answered those questions, and eventually, what did he say? Having thus spoken, the demon Ālavaka said to the Blessed One, "Magnificent Master Gotama, magnificent Master Gotama, just as a man who was who were to set upright what was overturned." So at the beginning it was like this, overturned, and you made it upright. Okay, and I feel like that right now. And so it's in Pali it is said nikkujjitang va ukkujjaya. Nikkujjitang va ukkujjaya. Okay. Patichannang va vivaraya. When something is hidden and you opened it. And it was hidden for me before. And now I opened up. And then he said, Mulhasava maggang achikeya. I was lost. I was lost. And you showed me the path. And andhakareva telapajyotam dhareya. I was in the dark. I was in complete darkness. You showed me the light. Okay. Chakkumanto rupani dakhintiti. Just like somebody who's got eyes, I can see things now. Okay. Evametang bhota gotamena aneka paryayena dhammo pakasito. Esaham bhavantang gotamang saranang gacchami dhammancha bhikkhu sangancha. I'm going to take refuge in the Buddha Dhamma Sangha. And he said, Upasakam mang bhavang gotamo dharetu. Please consider me as one of your followers, one of your disciples. And ajjatagge panupetang saranangatanti. Until my death, I'm going to follow your Dhamma. So this is a demon who is talking about that. Now we also see Demons have long life, so Ālavaka might still be living. Okay, if they have maybe like our 100 years, if there is like one day for them, just a few days for them, right? Maybe 1 year even. So yes, there can be people or there can be other sentient beings who live really long, and you can also see they are not necessarily bad all the time. Very highly intellectual, and also sometimes can be disastrous, but sometimes can be very good too. They might even help us. So keep doing the good things, keep working. And some of the things that I want to remind you, some of the good things that we need to learn for ourselves. What are those? From this sutta: Saddha, faith.
Faith.
Very important. If you don't have faith, you can't do anything. You need to have faith. And also you need to have wisdom. Very important. And diligence. Work hard. If you want to be rich, if you want to be successful, if you want to be smart, work hard. How to find good friends? How to find good friends? Remember? Generous. Be generous. Be generous. And how to become famous?
Truthful.
Be truthful. Okay, those are some of the things for us to learn and inculcate in our own life, practice in our own life, and hopefully our mundane life, regular life will be successful along with our spiritual life. Please have faith. Please work hard, be diligent, and be truthful, and be generous, and be wise, skillful, be smart, and also truthful. That way we can be happy, we can be successful in our life. Okay, with that, I would like to conclude Ālavaka Sutta, the Dhamma talk, short Dhamma talk on Ālavaka Sutta. And today's Dhamma talk was sponsored by Mr. Dino and Mrs. Hema Mali, and Ishara, Shannon, and Dinushka, and Silva, Dhananjay, Abhayavardhana, Stephen Carrington, and so we also the two kids. What's your name? Anthony? Oh, Arya. I remember. Anthony and Arya, and everyone in your families, friends, and relatives. Please keep all of them in your heart right now, and we would like to bless all of them, all your family members, all your friends and relatives. Blessing for the family, blessing for Shannon's and Dinushka's education. Okay. Yes, we will definitely bless for you, pray for you, your success, your career, and your life, and blessing to protect our jobs and business. Everyone is having bad time. Many people are having bad time, so we would like to bless all of you with the power of the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, with the power of all the good things that you do, with faith, with generosity, with kindness and compassion and truthful, and also wisdom. And I'm sure you will be blessed. And sometimes there will be ups and downs in life. It will not always upward journey. Sometimes, you will, but when you have that, just learn a lesson. Okay, there is something for us to learn. When you are so much rich, maybe you forget many things. So you have to come down, land, right? And see, feel the touch of the earth, Mother Earth. So, I have to be careful. We can be too much selfish. Sometimes we also have to consider for the others. Be generous, be kind to others. We have to share things with the others. That way, when we are grateful and thankful, then our life will also become more fruitful, right? So think of that. And marriage to Dinos and Hema Mali's departed parents and brother Upali Gunavardhana, Ranjani Gunavardhana, and Atula Gunavardhana, that is your brother, and Lloyd and Vivian Silva, mother and father of Mr. Dino, And yes, these are the people who we want to keep in our memory, and may they all receive this merit and share this merit. All the departed relatives, first of all, may they be well, happy, healthy, and safe wherever they are. Please keep your palms together, and yes, we will think of them also. And also may all of you, your family members, these small kids, and all 3 generations we have here, and also the Mahasangha members here at the temple, and also the devotees, the management committee of this temple, and particularly the people who sponsored Nihal Jayaratna, Achala Vikramage, Bimaya Jayaratna, Bimesh Jayaratna. So they also want to invoke blessings upon the principal, Viduhal Patituma, and also they want to transfer marriage to Mr. Nihal Jayaratna's father and mother, Jinadasa Jayaratna and Karunavati Jayaratna, and Achala Vikramage known as father, Benjamin Vikramage, and brother Pavitra Vikramage, and all the other departed friends and relatives of all of you, all of us. May they all be well, happy, healthy, safe wherever they are. May all of us be well, happy, and safe in our life. May we all be successful in our education, in our career. May we all be blessed by the noble triple gem, Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. We always think of you. We always pray for you every time, morning and evening when we pray here. We keep our prayers for you for the benefit and happiness of all of you, and the good health and safety of all of you. So with that, we conclude today, and we will transfer marriage to the Devas and other beings, and also the other Lukahamdru and all the other departed ones. And also please think of your family members, friends and relatives. May they all be well, happy, healthy, and safe wherever they are. May all of us be able to achieve that absolute peace and happiness at the end of our samsara, that is the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Thinking thus, please keep your palms together, close to your heart, and close your eyes, and take a good long deep breath, and say 3 times, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. Akasattha Chibhumattha Devanaga Mahidika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakhantu Loka Sasanang. Akasattha Chibhumattha Devanaga Mahidika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakhantu Dhamma Desanang. Akasattha Chibhumattha Devanaga Mahidika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakhantu Tvang Sada. Sadhu. ඒක ගැන වර වෙන්න එපා.